welcome to Cleaning and Organizing with Cinnamon. Today is Tiny Task Thursday, and what I wanted to do with this segment is basically give you tiny little tasks that are going to help you guys relieve some of your stress. And I wanted to give it to you on Thursday. That way I do know that during the work week, Monday through Friday, or sometimes Monday through Saturday, it's a little hard to have even small tasks. And so I figured if I give it to you on Thursday, it's closer to the weekend, and maybe if you didn't get it during the weekend, you could be like, okay, first thing Monday I can do it. But these are just very small, tiny tasks just to help you out. So for the first tiny task, I'm going to talk about pens. My biggest goal is to get you guys organized, and the best way to be organized is to have one spot for every single thing. So what I want you to do today for your tiny task is to go around your house and collect all of your pens. This task is very special to me because I do a lot of writing. I make lists, which I just talked about in my last video and how to do it. I do calendars. I do a paper trail of almost everything just in case something on the internet goes down or any of my files don't get recorded for tax purposes. So I do a lot of writing, and I'm always searching for a pen. I never know where one is because I don't have a certain spot. You'll kind of see that these tiny tasks are just things to help me out, and I figure what helps me out might help you out too. What happens is I'll use a pen and then I forget where I put it, or my cats are kleptos. They love pens. I'll be sitting there writing, and while I'm writing, they try and get it, and they will literally have a force with their paw and pull it back where I have to try with all of my wrist strength to pull it away from them. And then sometimes I'll hear a little, something falls on the ground, and I'll kind of look in the kitchen, and then I know that I left a pen in the kitchen because there will go one of my cats just walking with the pen in his mouth. So I'm going to go ahead and get an organizing spot for these pens. So that's the organizing part. The task is I want you to take, it'll only take 10 minutes, depending on how many pens you have, of course, but it should take no longer than 10 minutes to go around every single room, gather all of your pens, get out a big piece of paper, and write on them, and see what works, what doesn't. What doesn't, put it in a pile. When you're done going through all of your pens, throw it away. What happens a lot of time is, what do? You take a pen out, you go to write with it, doesn't work. You try it again, you lick it doesn't work, you put it right back where you got it, and you go and pick out another pen. And then that wastes more time the next time that you go to use that pen. So this way, if you go to get a pen, it's efficient. You know it works, it's going to be great, and you know exactly where it is because you picked out that one spot for it. Now, a lot of times people will do advertising through pens. So if you are any kind of a workplace that does, give a lot of pens for advertising or whatever, somehow you accumulated all these different pens at all the conferences, the hotel rooms, whatever, if you're a traveler. Something that you can do, you can donate anything that you don't need to all these different various places. So some people would say, you could take your pile of pens to Salvation Army or Goodwill or wherever. But I know a place that will totally appreciate it, and that is because I was a waitress for 13 years and we never had pens. Our clients, or customers, our guests, that's the word I'm looking for, our guests would come in, and you have to give them your own pen. You have to provide your own pen as a server. You give them to your guest to sign the credit card slip, and then they jack it. They take it. So at the end of the night, you can have 2 pens when you start at the beginning of the night with 10. So pens are a huge commodity for servers. So if you're going out to eat and you're going to do it on Friday, and you decide to do this tiny task on Thursday, and now you have all these extra pens that you're not going to use, go out to eat, and whatever server you have, leave them the pens. Trust me, they will love it, and it'll make their night. So I hope this tiny task helps you guys, and hopefully it's tiny enough. Unless you really like pens and you have a ton of them, then it might be more than 10 minutes. But I'll have more of these every Thursday. Small little tasks for you to get on track and to relieve a little bit of stress at a time. So So if you want to see my previous video, I did it on organizing and how to make lists, and I'll have another one out next Tuesday, which is going to be my next organizing one, and then the following Thursday, tiny task. So if you like what you hear, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, and please share it with anybody that you think this might help. If you have friends who have a hard time getting organized, please share. And if you thought that this was helpful, if you want to see more of them, or if you have a certain area that you need any help in, or you want, just if you have any ideas or any kind of feedback, I'd love to hear it. So thank you for taking the time to stop by, and you guys have a wonderful day, and happy cleaning, because you're cleaning up all these pens everywhere, and happy organizing. Thanks, guys. That big pile of trash that you just didn't pick up, you know, your kids have left some wrappers, and you go by and you just look and you keep walking, but you can even feel it, and sometimes you can see it in your face that it's a stress. Those are subconscious stresses that even when you're not thinking about them, you are thinking about them.